Welcome to Diamonds and Pearls.
Welcome.
Hey,
Today our show is going to be about single mothers, but first,
we're going to let our audience learn a little bit more about ourselves by asking questions each show now. So this time our question is,
what is our favorite movie and why? So we're going to start with Calendra. What's your favorite movie?
my favorite movie is The Wiz, and I love all of the dancing in it. I love all the choreography that had to go into that movie, all of the different outfits and wigs and makeup. It was awesome, and of course I'm the lion in that movie.
the Cowardly Lion.
Check out the Cowardly Lion.
Yeah, but he was still banging though. He had the best song in that movie.
Really? I've never seen the whole movie.
I think that would be the Tin Man.
You haven't seen the whole thing?
A seat cushion.
I haven't seen that.
Tin Man.
Hey, man.
You need to see the whole movie.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I think I will one day. Y'all just have to show it to me.
Yes.
So what's your favorite movie?
My favorite movie is The Pride and Prejudice. Yes, I love it because I love sappy romance movies. I just do. But that movie really got me with the dialogue in it. It's like this old English dialogue where they really tell you off without using one word of profanity, and you kind of got to like rewind it to get it.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, did she just cut her? In like 5 different areas in that one line. I mean, it's really, 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 really good. So, and then I love the love in that movie. So, all right, can I do?
And I like really
Yeah.
corny comedy. Like, if it's a real corny comedy, I'm probably going to laugh. It'll probably be, I'll watch it over and over and over again. Like, my favorite one is Romeo and Michelle's high school reunion.
Never seen that either.
And it's because it's corny. And
Okay,
you'll probably look at it like,
night
what the
we
heck
watch
is
every
this?
movie she has
Let's
to
do it.
see. You would love it.
It is,
Love
it's
that
funny, like, it's about two girls and they like fashion and they were really, distant in high school. I mean, they were just different. They were two different people in high school. And everybody made fun of them, and there was like, the section of the groups in high school, all the cliques and stuff, and they just go back to their reunion and show out. And I just love it. I just love how corny it is.
Okay. That's what's
And
up.
I love any Will Ferrell movie.
So we have like Goofy, Lovey, and Corny.
And corny.
Oh, you sound goofy.
Your Goofy is Goofy.
Yeah.
Really? So what's you all's favorite movie?
Yeah.
So when you watch this show, make sure you like put it in the comments.
Write us.
What's your favorite movie?
We loved it, and then we might even watch it because we want to see what's
what's out there.
What's good about the movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Recommend some movies, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Right.
I have not personally been a single mother, so I have questions for these two because they're both married now, but they have been single mothers in the past, and so we have a few questions from people that wanted to know. The first question was, what was your biggest struggle as a single mother?
I have to let you say that one.
Oh, Lord.
I have to think about it.
I think, and this is going to be weird to say, and I'm going to make sure I say it the best way possible, but the biggest struggle, other than finances, is the other parent. The other parent is a big struggle, depending on if you have a nice guy, that's going to help and be there, or if you have a jerk that's not going to be there, and then you have to teach your kids why this is happening, and that's the worst part. You have to tell your kids why this is happening, and so I think that's probably the hardest.
I guess the hardest part that I experienced as a single mother was, I guess, trying to be both, the mom and the father to them. How can I say it? Not just, simple stuff. When you go to the grocery store, you got 2 kids with you. You don't have anybody to help you take them out the buggy and grab the groceries and get your wallet to pay and tell them to hush and one's crying. It's that whole, I'm really doing this by myself.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really doing this by myself. And I think, the reality of I'm by myself and having to grow up so quickly and be mature as quickly as you can and be responsible, and just trying to hold down your household for their lives, and understanding that you're responsible for their lives. That was really difficult for me to not just accept, but trying to walk in that.
Yeah.
It was hard. It was hard.
So, like, how do you learn to grow up? How do you? My question is,
You just
but like,
do it.
how do you learn to grow up as far as, okay, you like you said, you're with your kids at the grocery store, and we know now, us three, we know, you got to discipline them, but some parents, they just let them babies just cry all through the grocery store. How do you learn to still discipline at the same time while you're paying for whatever, and still be mindful, because that is a very, very hard task.
I think what I did was I did one thing at a time. Like, okay, I'll give you your money in a second. You need to shut your mouth. You'd be like, you dictate what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you your money. Finish ringing me up. Let me, you just start dictating everything that's happening and make sure that, hey, I'm not going to go crazy.
Right.
You need to be quiet. You need to shut your mouth and let me get your money for you.
Yeah.
I'm going to order the food, but I'm not going to order the food if you're crying.
Right.
You're going to be starving in a minute. You have to do stuff like that. You have to make sure that everything goes in order so that you don't drive yourself crazy.
I would sit in my car, and before we got out the car, I would turn around in the back seat and say, let me explain something. We go in this store.
Goodness.
Don't ask for anything. I already have a list of what we're going to get. Do you want to add something now? No. And they'll always say no. And then when we go in the grocery store, oh, Mommy, can I have the tricks? Oh, Mommy, can I have Cheerios? Oh, Mommy. And it's just like, please, no. I explained, don't ask for anything until, I gave y'all a chance to ask for what you wanted in the car. This is the list we're sticking to. And, when you're in the grocery store, I really don't care about the babies to scream on aisle 4 when I'm on aisle 5. I just be like, Lord, I pray that mother go home and get a good hot bath, and, the kids go to sleep. Because I get it, at a certain age with your babies and you love them, they will, at least one time, they're going to show out on you. But, I believe in discipline when it's necessary. And, it shouldn't, be a repetitious behavior. However, when you see those mothers out there, Walmart, and them babies are screaming, and they keep on rolling and getting the eggs and the cheese, leave them alone.
Yeah, because
they just trying to get out the store.
Hey, it's time for you to scream now.
Yeah. Get it out. Yeah, so,
when we go home tonight, you can't scream.
You live through it. You learn to live.
I'm shocked because neither one of y'all said, you did say it, but it wasn't. I would think, from an outsider, that the hardest struggle would be money, because
you can make money.
No. The hardest part for me when I was a single mom wasn't money. I had a job. I worked a couple jobs. I worked at the mall. Mm-hmm. I worked in a salon, and did the best I could to, I had my own apartment, but money wasn't a deciding factor of, the struggle. It was the reality of the fact that, I kind of went a different route when starting a family, and I had to own it, accept it, and walk in that. And I don't know about you, but I came from a real strict Pentecostal background. So for me to have a child out of wedlock at a young age, it was like the epitome of you on your way to hell and no, I mean it.
Okay, so the question is, I thought money would be the biggest problem. So why is it not the biggest problem?
When I was single with the 2 kids, I had a job on post. It was not easier, but it was just like, okay, I gotta work. I gotta make sure I can't be late for work. I can't miss no days. You have your money because it's there. You're gonna be working for it, and everything. You have to do what you have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but okay, I have 3 kids.
Yeah.
Okay, it's $1,000 a month for my 3 kids. That's
What do you mean?
For daycare?
yes.
Oh, for daycare.
So I'm trying to understand how you do that when you're one income and $1,000 is a lot for 2.
Yeah.
When when I was a single mother, I had help as far as the daycare situation.
Okay.
Their grandmother kept them for me while I worked, or their father would keep them for me while I worked. Especially when I worked in a salon, he would keep them on the weekend, and then I would, go back and pick them up. So I had a support system. It was a little, a little bit different from, when the car says, you gotta pay $3,000 for somebody to watch your kids for 2 minutes. But that's okay. So I had a support system. So.
I didn't have that. All of my family members worked, and their dad moved away quickly, and so it was just kind of like I had to pay the $900. So I actually didn't even know I was working on post, so I had some money. I had the money, so I was like, okay, I don't care what I gotta do. I'm gonna pay this $900 because I can't watch my kids through the day, so that's fine. I make sure I worked enough for the $900.
See, it's just a lot of thinking involved for single mothers. It's like there's no type of medication that can stop that.
What do you mean, like the thoughts?
Yeah, you just keep thinking. You're thinking constantly because you're like, okay, and then your kids want to be in sports and your kids.
We didn't do that. I think when I was a single mother, I didn't have. There was literally no time for anything extra. Yeah. There was luxury on the weekends. We went out, we did stuff. I went, all they wanted. My kids were easy. Yeah. They just wanted to see your kids. So that was easy.
So you're saying like more family bonding is.
Family bonding really helped us because I didn't have to go out and
kids make up their own.
They sure do, and it was just like, okay, well, what are we doing today? I know we're gonna see my cousins. Okay, that's fine. That's great. I can do that.
Is that what we're doing? Good.
They're 2 minutes down the road. That's perfect.
Wow.
So you said, Kameda, that it was coping with. Okay, you said that your hardest problem was the other parent.
The other parent.
So my question to both of y'all is, how did you cope with what your most difficult problem was? Yours was the other parent, and yours was being the mother and the father. So how do you cope with your problem?
You asking me right now, or you asking
I'm
me?
asking you.
Okay. We really had to have a true heart-to-heart, because I'm really strong-minded, and he's really strong-minded, and so we just had to come together and be like, look, I need this, and I need this, and you're going to have to give it to me. I'm sorry. This is what's going to happen. So we kind of just made, like, every school year, I got them through the school year. Every single summer, the day after they get out of school, they with their daddy the whole summer. And they come to me. We had to start making compromises for each other. And now, we're perfect. Like, hey, I call them up, hey, I need this. Got it. We work like that now.
I had to learn how to accept help, because I felt like I had something to prove, to anyone who felt like I couldn't, or anyone who felt like it would destroy my life, when actually my kids, I believe God gave them to me to give me life. And no, really, I really mean it. And I had to learn how to accept help and not be so, that girl who's just like, I can do it all, and screw all of you, I'll show y'all, like I got this, and really I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going, go here, and my car is this. So I had to learn how to accept help and accept it from their dad, my family, my friends, because I really did have family and friends that loved me and really wanted to be there. But because of what I felt like I had done, I pushed most people away, and was just kind of like, I got it. But once I learned they're not really against me, they're actually for me. and they want to be here. That's when I was able to not have to be, because I didn't have to be, both parents. I really didn't have to be.
But you have to give up a lot of control and trust for
Yep.
for that to happen, because you got your kids.
Mhm.
I can't trust people with mine.
It's not people, family.
Oh, okay.
No strangers when
I had a hard time dropping them off at daycare, and I'm always at the school now. And I mean, and we're married, and they have their daddy. It's just
Right.
I'm just
like,
who touching my kid,
Right. Right.
Especially nowadays, because it's so crazy. It's so crazy. And then you think about the safety of your kids, and then doing that by yourself. There's nobody else. I can't imagine that.
I'm glad, thinking about what you're saying. My children have never really seen daycare like that. When I was working, and my oldest, single mother with her, it was family. It was like actually a family daycare. My brother-in-law's mother, we were like family, so that wasn't a problem. If she didn't keep her, then her father kept her. If he didn't, then his mother, or my sister, or my brother, And, once I got married, I was a stay-at-home mom until I think Miss Deborah, yeah. But that was here, so, but most of my kids, they didn't even really see like a daycare where it's like, I've flipped through the yellow pages and found somebody. They were always like family, so. Thank God for that.
Yeah. So, what was the hardest question, Liz, your child asked you that you just really wish that other person was there for?
Hardest question they asked me? They're not really inquisitive like that. I can't.
So they never said, "Where's Dad?" or
no, because he wasn't absent. We just were not married. Okay. He was not absent, but when I say being a mother and father, we never lived together.
Okay.
Did
they ever ask why, or? No,
because he has always been in their life. Okay. We just weren't together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, they were never like, "Hey, Mom, why aren't you?" And they've never asked me that. Really weird.
Then to me that shows like you love them so much that they didn't notice. Because there's a point where you can be like, "Oh, I didn't even know that happened.
Right.
I was so busy being loved, and I seen you, so I didn't even know that there was a problem."
Yeah, I think because when you raise kids up, whatever environment you raise them in, that's their normal.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So they don't know anything. They didn't know anything else at the time except I'm with Mommy Monday through when did I work? Monday through Thursday, and then I'm with Daddy from Thursday to Saturday, and then I'm back with Mommy. That was just how it went. Or if I'm like, "Hey, can you come get them?" Yeah, no problem. Or his mom, so it wasn't. That's all they knew, So they didn't have anything to reference to say, "Well, why isn't it?" You know what I mean? They were too little to have friends to go over their houses and say, "Oh, you have a," And by the time they had friends, I was married, so. Yeah.
Kanaker.
Well, my kids are real nosy. They want to know everything, and then they want to know why.
Wow.
So they know a lot because I tell them everything, and I tell them the hardcore truth as soon as they ask me. So and of course, their cousins had Mom and Dad in the house, so they're like, "Well, where's my daddy? He ain't here. He's in South Carolina. Well, what's he doing? He's in college. Okay, so then they would get on the phone with him and they'd be like, "Well, why you ain't here?" That's how my kids are. They're real. They want to know. Especially my daughter. Not so much my son, but my daughter want to know everything, and she wants to know intimate details on this.
Oh, wow.
And so she can take it. I just gave her the answer.
Did it hurt to give the answers?
No, because she wanted to know. So I'm just like, this is what's happening. This is your life.
My kids want to know.
Did she cry ever about it? About the answers, not about Did she ever cry when you told her the truth?
No, she did more. Gosh, Mom. She did that type of stuff to me. Like, oh God, I don't even want to know anymore. Never mind.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Wow.
She had a lot of friends, and so a lot of her friends the moms were either single parent. You know, she had a lot of friends that were single dads also, and that was good.
Wow.
So she got to know it from either mom, dad, or both parents. She got to know.
Well, we were single children. Well, we were children to a single parent.
Right.
You and I.
Mm-hmm.
Were you, Liz?
I was, but my mom ended up getting married. So.
Yeah. Ours did too, but we ended up still being.
Yeah. It went both. It went my dad single, my stepdad single.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but I think for me, from the child perspective, I really wanted to know I still want to know sometimes, like what happened, why, and I think that is good. Like why weren't you there? What actually happened? And I think it's good for the child to know all the details, and for both parents to be honest with the child, because that's very difficult when you go in life wondering what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So it's always good to be honest with your kids, but
I never wonder what happened.
I knew what happened, and my daughters now they're teenagers.
Yeah.
So they don't come and say, well, Mom, well, what, but I talk to them and I give them information.
Yeah.
Because they're intelligent, and they're good kids. So at the end of the day, they know. Okay, so that's what happened. All right, well, good.
Yeah.
They know that it was for God wanted our lives to be this way for a reason, and it is. And I think you're right. You have to be honest with your kids. Don't make them think it's one way when it's not, because they're a lot stronger. Yeah, they're a lot stronger than. And a lot of times it's not like a heartbreaking situation. Me and your dad didn't work out.
Didn't work out. That's it.
And, the best thing that came out of that was you.
I told
That's
them
it.
that.
That's
Aww.
You never regret the child.
Never.
Yeah.
Because they are funny.
Okay, so the last question. What? Go ahead.
I was going to ask a question also, and I don't want to step on your toes. I didn't know if you were going to ask that question or not.
No, I was going to say, the last question that, I had two more questions, but one of the questions were, if you could get anything, while you were a single parent, if you could have anything, what would it have been? Not including the parent, but if you could have had anything to help you out other than the other parent, what would it have been with your struggle?
The way I am, I don't think I would have needed anything else in my way.
And again, I would have thought more money. That's what I would have thought.
No, I didn't need any more money. I was literally okay.
I think I hear a lot
more
of
time, maybe.
More time to yourself.
No, just more time. My kids wanted to do stuff, but I wasn't able to. More time in the day.
Okay.
To be able to do more stuff with them.
Yeah.
I think I would have wanted the understanding that I have now that everything was really going to be okay.
Yeah.
And I would like, if stuff didn't go right, it really, really, really got to me. Like, I'm talking about tears and just stressing, but really, it all worked out. Cases in life are a whole lot worse.
Yeah.
And I wish I would have had the understanding that, girl, I wish I could tell the younger me then, it's really going to be okay.
Right.
You don't have to flip out. Your life is not over. If I would have known that then I think I would have given myself the opportunity to be at peace with, owning, my life choices at the time.
We did have one question come in.
Yeah, well, let me ask this last question, then we'll take that question. But my last question is, now that y'all are married, what is the difference? What is the difference now as far as how much you think now compared to what you thought then? How much time you have now compared to what you had then? How are the kids different? What is the difference?
I have a 10-year-old that acts like a 20-year-old. She takes care of everybody, And the difference is that everybody's grown up. The difference is everybody's grown up. My husband is there, but everybody's grown up. So the one that we have, we have a little baby now. So the difference is that everybody.
So you wouldn't say like, so you don't think that now they have options of who they can ask what to?
Oh, they do.
Like sometimes kids they just like, oh, I have to ask mommy and I don't.
I'm not gonna ask mom because she's gonna say no to this. But let me see if I can sneak this past Jonathan. Yeah. They do that. And they do that even with their dad. Okay, Jonathan.
So you don't.
Let me see if I can ask my dad.
And you don't think you have more time to yourself?
No.
At all?
No.
Okay.
I mean, because like I didn't stop there. I ended up having a big family. I wanted a big family, but as far as the mother role, it never changes.
Yeah.
You have a father in the home, and that's a blessing. However, you're still a mom, and a lot rides on the mom just because of the nature of being a mom. The nature that comes with being a mother. You want to make sure everything is together. You still checking homework. And the majority of it, you're still talking to the teachers. You're still picking whomever up, but you do have the help. You have the help that you can count on.
Yeah.
And that unity is a blessing, but you'll never stop being a mama.
It's work.
Oh, wow.
24/7. Even with single or not single and married, it's work.
Oh no,
kids.
I know it's work. For me, I've never had the whole single mother, but I tell you what, when my husband's not at home and my kids act up,
it's an impact.
I just sometimes am so grateful. It makes me realize how grateful I am for somebody else to tell them to shut up. It's not me. It's not just me always being the bad guy anymore. It's somebody else being the bad guy today. I want to switch the role for a split second. Because they always, they come to me, mommy, I want you, look at my homework, look at this, and you have to give the kudos and the accolades.
How many times they call you mommy a day? You want to change your name like ever?
I always change my name. I say, oh, who is she? Cause
mommy's not here.
I look around.
I don't even see anybody.
Mommy's not here. So what was
the question that we got from, and I did get an approval to say her name, but the question that we got from Brandy. Okay, hey Brandy.
We love Brandy.
How can you date how do you date being a single mother? When should you invite that, the person that you're dating to see your kids? That type of thing. Liz.
Brandy. Do not. Yeah, I'm starting with do not.
Looking at you.
Do not have a guy that you're dating around your children. I'm saying it to say this. When you're dating, you're getting to know someone. And I think this day and age, unless you have some type of discernment, do not have, just dudes that you're dating around your kids. They should not be allowed to meet them, pick them up. I don't feel like it's necessary because you're dating them. When you all are in a relationship, then
dating.
I feel this is just my personal opinion.
Okay, so what's the difference between? So you're saying, if y'all are dating, that's still in the acquaintance mode,
right?
And then when you're a boyfriend and girlfriend,
when you're in a committed relationship, then yes, then yes. And not only that, but I also feel like once you're in that relationship and you know that this person is going to be in your life and they've accepted the fact that it's not just you, it's them too, then I also feel like once your children are around them, watch and see your children's behavior around that person. Because children are so sensitive and they just have like this pure spirit about them. They can pick up when something's, not quite right if they don't want the person around. And I think that that's a huge indicator of a keeper or a dismisser. So no, I'm serious. Like really. And see how he interacts with them, because some guys can be jealous of your love for your child,
yes.
and some guys won't be able to accept the fact that there has to be split attention. Children need attention.
Yeah.
They need that type of nourishing. So I feel like when you're dating, it's not even necessary. They don't have to meet your kids. They can know how many you have, and that's it. In your relationship, then bring them around.
And I'm gonna show them your seriousness of, look, I'm
Yeah.
looking for a lifetime partner, not somebody, not
Right.
a booty call, and not somebody who I
Right.
can, my kids call you uncle, and then they call the next person uncle.
See, I can't.
They do the ratchet.
We're not doing that. And then if but if you, I think we live. It's like 2013, and the world is so crazy to me, and I really feel like there's some weirdos out there. And you
feel like.
I know it is. There's some weirdos.
Exactly.
But you don't have to bring. It's okay to date. Have your babysitter at the house. You pick me up what time? Okay, hop on. I'll be out in 5 minutes. Have your babysitter there. When they come, you leave out the house. You're dating. You're getting to know that person. You don't know them yet, but when you do know them, and it's like, okay, this is getting serious, then bring the kids there, because kids, they're impressionable beings. And you don't want them to get the inkling of this dude, that dude, this dude, that dude, this dude. Especially with girls. Don't do it. It's not necessary.
Now, if you're younger, because I was younger at some point. So when I was younger, the this dude, that dude thing does come about.
Mm-hmm.
But
because you're dating.
Because I was dating. And I was a single mom, and I did not know what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this dude, that dude, this dude. Oh, they're just my friend. That's my word. They're my friend.
Mm-hmm.
That's my friend. That's my friend. Can I be like, where's your friend at? He was my friend. Now you're not my friend no more.
We're not friends anymore.
We're not friends anymore. And so, but then once I started realizing, okay, I don't want you to meet my kids, and I don't think you're gonna last. Then I started, you have to be a little bit more mature in that area. You just don't want every guy meeting your little girl. Mm-hmm. That's something.
But Wendy, that was my question from before. When do you grow up? You get what I'm saying? Like,
when do you?
I had my child at 17.
This thinking process that you had about not meeting your kids. When you're a single mother at 17, when does it come about? Is it with just age, or is it when your kids like, hey, where's Uncle number 4?
Right.
It's like, it happens. What happens before it happens?
I think either one can actually happen. Like, hey, where's that one person at? What are you talking about, baby?
Yeah. And then what happens if they bring up Uncle number 4 in front of Uncle number 5?
Oh, honey, that was my friend. You gotta play that off real good.
No. But see, also when you're single and dating, you need to, a single parent and dating, you need to let who you're dating know, okay, I'm dating. We're not in a relationship. We are not married. Yes. Okay, we are dating each other. You will not be the only person I date.
For real.
If we're in a committed relationship, you will be the only person I'm in a relationship with. You can say that. Hopefully they're mature enough to understand that. Now dating is...
Because there's a lot of men out there that
means
I'm dating you. That means I'm spending my money on you. So that means you're not dating anybody else. No, I can pay my own bill.
Thank you.
I'm going to date somebody else tomorrow.
Right, and if he's bringing up how much money he's spending on a date,
then that's not good anyway.
Yeah,
that one's got to be dismissed.
Yeah, because he's not a gentleman.
Yeah, and then what happens when your kid asks something? I mean, because when you got kids, you ain't got time to worry about, I spent this on a date. Right? You're like, what?
But you bring money, because you don't know, if they have been taught to be a gentleman. Bring your own money.
Always bring your own money.
But you got to hope that, who you're dating a gentleman. I be honest, when I was dating, I would be like, okay, you might be crazy, and he can vouch for that. I was like, you might be crazy, so I'm not going on a date with you by myself. It's gonna be me, you, and a couple friends that I know.
Oh,
and
my goodness.
we did that.
Talking about crazy.
I can't tell you how many times before I even went out with him by myself.
You have to do that nowadays.
And
I went out on a date 6 years ago. This man was so crazy. He licked my leather jacket.
Woo!
Oh my God! Theater, and I was like, oh God, just take me home.
He don't need to be around your kids.
Oh remember you told me my leather jacket. I'm like, this is leather. It's my mama coat. You know, like get off me. This is ridiculous.
Mama probably got that.
If they're thinking that clothing and attire is edible arrangements,
it's not.
they know.
I'm at home in the middle of the movie. I did not finish the movie. I left and went home. That was it. And
wow.
Yeah, you just gotta be careful.
You just gotta
out
be
here.
careful.
You gotta be real
Do a
careful.
group date
I'm
first.
telling you, I did it. He can take. I did it.
Double
I can't.
date.
Quite a few times.
Do a daytime date.
See, I think the advantage for her is that David and I was always able to do a double date with her.
Yeah.
I would call. What you doing? Okay, because you coming with me tonight, and I would tell him, you go ahead and bring a friend. We are not going out alone. You can have people tied up in your basement. We're not doing that. I got kids at home. I'm not doing that with you. I ain't got time. And I know he was like, "Are you
Make it a lunch date?"
You know,
Yeah, in public. Or, you know, always take your own car. You know, don't.
I rode with a friend.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, no. I rode with him a couple times, but they were behind us. Right behind us.
Yeah.
And I will meet you there.
Yeah. I'll
You meet you there?
I'll meet you there. And then have your friend at the table adjacent.
Yeah. What you think about him? Look,
Right,
text
right.
me. Oh, girl, he crazy.
You gotta be careful because you're a mom. That's the area that I'm really, you know, when you're just out and you don't have children and you're dating, I guess you can, but I would still say play it safe because it's some crazy people, and you just want to make sure that you're not out with one of the crazy, and you always need backup. You're not gonna clown in
You
front
know
of
what?
friends,
You might not know they're crazy on the first date.
but you will know on the third.
Don't be like I'm your girlfriend on the third date. Don't do that either.
And don't drop
Because
that
they'll
lip
be
balm.
crazy on the fourth date.
Exactly. Well, thank y'all for watching the show.
Yay.
We want you to make sure you email us at our email
You
is
say it by yourself.
what? Diamond and Pearl 2013 at yahoo.com.
Yay. And she'll read it.
And I'll read it. I really will. And make sure that you watch it on Monday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Yes. And we're also we just discussed getting on Ustream as well.
Yes.
And so we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook.
Yeah.
Who's our fan of the week?
Oh. Wow.
Brandy!
Yes.
Yay! Love you, Brandy!
We love you, Brandy.
Keep
Brandy's
us.
moving too.
Brandy's moving?
Yeah, we're gonna miss you, Brandy. She's
Okay,
cute, I think.
Aww.
Somewhere in the U.S. We don't want to give it out because there's some crazies out there.
It is crazy.
Love you, Brandy.
And we already have a fan of the week
For
next week.
Yes.
In fact, next week we won't be taping, so don't look for the show next week.
We'll be
Yes.
Christmas
We'll
shopping.
come back in Christmas week.
Yes.
So,
And y'all are gonna love the Christmas special. So.
Yeah.
and the fan of the week is Denisha for next week. Denisha
Denise
Welch.
Welch.
Denise
Denise Welch.
Denisha Welch.
Okay.
Okay.
Get your name right.
Yes.
Love y'all.
Love y'all.
Bye.
Bye.